going to give you my very honest opinion on The Rock versus CM Punk from the Royal Rumble last night. It was a really good match. I was expecting something a little bit better. I don't know. I still think that The Rock has cardio problems. It just seemed like he was knackered within a few minutes, really. Within like 4 or 5 minutes, they'd already gone into like the rest holds and stuff. Well, they weren't rest holds, but you know, they were grounded very early on in the match. And it just, usually a Rock match has got so much energy and so much good pacing and stuff, and that wasn't really there. And I honestly think it's because he's so much bulkier than he was when he was wrestling. You know, if you look at a picture of him now compared to when he was actually wrestling, like, he dwarfs himself. You know, he's so jacked now. It's ridiculous, and I think that's probably a detriment to him in the ring anyway. The match was really good. It's a shame that they botched a few things, like he nearly landed right on his head, getting suplexed onto the barrier, and you know, the announce table broke when he tried to do a rock bottom. But you know, Punk obviously must have said to him, just do it on the floor instead, so Punk took a rock bottom on the floor, and that was really cool. But I've got a problem with the fact that The Rock won the title, and this is going to be just an honest opinion of it. It's not going to be like like that kid who just went nuts. Have you seen that video where this, I think it's called Fat CM Punk Fan Goes Mental or something, and he just rips up his Rock Blu-ray and stuff, and he gets really angry. It's hilarious. But I'm not going to do that because I don't really mind that The Rock has won the title. I don't mind that Punk has lost. I mean, for me, Punk keeping it for a year was the awesome thing, and anything past that is a bonus. I do think that if The Rock was going to win the title, it probably should have been an Elimination Chamber. We already know he's going to wrestle at the Elimination Chamber. It just seemed like to have Punk win and say that he's got a victory over The Rock and would be enough, and it would at least put someone over. You know, I mean, The Rock's putting Punk over by being in the same ring with him to a degree, but you know, he's been back for 2 years now, The Rock, and he is yet to actually lose to anyone. And in that sense, he's yet to really put anyone over. I mean, go back 10 years, 11 years. Hogan came back to the WWE, and what did he do? His first big match back, put The Rock over 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, and that's kind of what really The Rock should have done with Cena last year. But it looks like he's going to do that at WrestleMania, and probably, well, he's going to have to lose to Cena because he's not going to keep the title past WrestleMania. But I just feel like he could have done a bit more. You know, I feel like that tag match with the Awesome Truth, that he should have lost that. You know, because then Miz and Truth could have carried that on. They could have done something with that, and it would have helped their careers. And you can say again, like I just said, that you know, people just being in the ring with him is like putting them over, but it's not the same. You know, and wins and losses, they don't mean that much, but it's something to hold on to, something to grab onto, and you know, The Rock doesn't need to win. You know, he's so huge anyway, and the whole title thing, I don't buy it. You know, he's like, oh, I've waited 10 long years for this. Have you really? And he did this pre-match promo before the match at the Royal Rumble last night, and it's really funny because he was saying like, you know, put your hand against the TV. You know, it's almost like when Punk was in the Straight Edge Society. And he was like, you know, we're gonna do this. We will be one. You know, and then he brought his mother's cancer into it, and he's like, you know, people out there, they're gonna have family members who are stricken with cancer. My mom is stricken with cancer. And I was like, ooh, this is getting a bit tasteless. And then he said that, you know, my mom hasn't given up, just like I won't give up. I will never give up. So really, what he's done there, he's compared the fact that he's not gonna give up winning the WWE title, and he's compared that to his mum not giving up, you know, with cancer. Now, I'm not saying, you know, that he really meant that. He probably didn't realise what he said, or probably didn't analyse it as much as I guess I have, but it just seemed like, is that comparable, really? You know, like someone's life and then the WWE title. It seemed like it was really overkill, and just really pushing home, you know, how big it's going to be when he wins a title. I think he really overdid it there, and he was overdoing it last week when he was like, the people are going to be saying, free at last, oh my god, we're free at last. I honestly think all the stuff he's done with Punk has been really good, better than the stuff he did with Cena. You know, it's good to see the serious side of The Rock. The promo he did on SmackDown was fantastic, but there's always these little bits, like he does the Rock concert where he's taking the piss out of Vicky Guerrero and Paul Heyman, and it's just like, it's okay, but it's not great, you know, and it's really overdoing like how much he's gonna win this title, and then he goes and he wins it. And I did like the way that they did it with the Shield and everything. It fooled me at least, and when you know, restart the match, whatever. I don't mind that, honestly. I would have liked just a full, complete match, you know, with a clean ending, I guess. But you know, what are you gonna do? Punk's a big heel, and I don't think it necessarily damages Punk. I mean, he's had an historic title reign. He's done so much, and you know, being in the ring with Rock is, you know, it is putting him over a little bit. And of course, you know, it looks like Punk will probably be wrestling the Undertaker at WrestleMania. That'll be very good for him, even though he won't win. But you know, I just think Punk should have kept the title. And Mr. Big Red 1990, very good YouTuber if you haven't checked him out. Does wrestling videos, and he also said that he thinks that, you know, Punk should have lost it at Elimination Chamber. It would have been more interesting, and I definitely agree with that. But you know, there it is. Rock walks in, wins the title, and that's that. It's disappointing, you know. I'm not going to go nuts and be like, Gah! You know, but it's just like, oh, that's a shame, really, you know. But cool, you know. The best part about the whole pay-per-view was Jericho coming back. That was really cool, and I figured it would just be a one-night deal, but apparently he's staying on for a bit, and might be doing a little feud with Ziggler, or continuing his feud, which is very cool. The Rumble match itself was quite unmemorable, actually, and the ending was a bit anticlimactic, and you know, I guess it sets up Cena and Rock, and it's very predictable, but you know, I don't mind that. It's just, yeah, the whole Rock thing, I think the Rock is just overdoing it a bit. And the interesting thing is when he was doing that pre-match promo and he's like saying, I will never give up, I will never give up. That's basically the Cena mentality, you know, never give up and all this kind of thing. And that's the exact same thing that the Rock was chastising Cena for a couple of years ago, calling it hot garbage. Yet he's saying the same thing, you know, of himself. All I'm asking for is just a little bit of character logic and continuity. That would be great. Because he was just spouting the same stuff that Cena used to spout, that he used to say was hot garbage. And I guess different things work for different feuds and all that. And I guess this isn't really a rant of anything, but it could have been better, you know, the way it was handled. But you know, I'm psyched to see Rock Cena too. You know, that'll be awesome. Why not? You know. Besides Punk and Cena, I don't know who The Rock could really kind of face at WrestleMania for it to be a big money match. And well, Cena's the guy. That's the one to make money. I think it must have been the biggest WrestleMania of all time in terms of buy rates and stuff, if not one of the biggest. So why not repeat that? You know, big films make sequels, and you know, it's just the way it goes. It's business, and it'll be great anyway. You know, people can moan and stuff, but you know, just sit back and enjoy it, and at least try to enjoy it. You know, I have my problems, but overall, it was a very good pay-per-view. Really enjoyed the Punk Rock match, and besides my, you know, a little few niggles there, here and there, overall, really good. And I'm looking forward to Raw tonight. You know, I'm looking forward to the next few weeks of, well, the next couple of months of television, and everything's going to be building up to WrestleMania. Even though it looks like it's going to be Lesnar, Triple H, Punk, Taker, and Rock Cena. 3 matches that we've seen before. I think that they'll pull it off, and they are big matches, so I think they can give them all a sense of occasion, a sense of spectacle, and it'll be a really good WrestleMania, one of the biggest of all time, certainly. And hopefully we'll get some good matches underneath that as well, like maybe Jericho Ziggler, and yeah, a good world title match. That'd be really good. I'd like to see Ziggler in the world title match. You know, my ideal title match would be Ziggler and Bryan. That'd be epic. It would just be such a great match. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the Royal Rumble, and there will be a live reactions video going up. Yes, I did one of those. I brought it back. That's one of the first things I did on my channel, the live reactions video. And just like last year's live reactions for the Royal Rumble, we drew numbers in a hat, and we all had 5 numbers each, and that was really fun. I got all the worst wrestlers. It was awful. But yeah, I'll be putting that up sometime this week. I'm not going to rush it because there's a lot of footage to go through, but look forward to that. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you, 'cause